Africa is starting to split into two separate continents.
Yeah, Doug Deloney is here with more on this giant crack in the earth that it's just growing daily. Doug, what's happening here?
The ground beneath...
One seemingly ordinary day, while aimlessly scrolling through Twitter, we stumbled upon an image that immediately grabbed our attention. A new ocean is forming in Africa. The post claimed that a massive 35-mile crack had emerged in Ethiopia back in 2005. Wait, what? The African continent is literally splitting apart? That couldn't possibly be real, or could it? The idea sounded like something out of a sci-fi movie, an event so grand in scale that it seemed almost too dramatic to be true. And yet, the more we thought about it, the more we found ourselves compelled to dig deeper. Curiosity took hold, and we fell down the rabbit hole of research. Was this enormous crack just an internet hoax, or did it actually exist? Could it really be the beginning of a new ocean forming before our eyes? Over the next 6 months, we became increasingly obsessed with uncovering the truth. The more we read, the more intrigued we became, and eventually, we decided there was only one way to satisfy our curiosity. We needed to see it with our own eyes. The thought of standing on the edge of a forming ocean, witnessing a continent slowly tearing apart, felt surreal. What started as a casual Twitter scroll had transformed into a journey of scientific exploration and adventure. As longtime Vox fans, this felt like our own version of their legendary Sahara video, perhaps not as enigmatic, but still just as enthralling. Throughout our research, one particular image kept surfacing. It was always the same dramatic shot of the crack, an almost impossibly perfect visual representation of Africa's slow breakup. Naturally, we were skeptical. Could the image be a well-crafted piece of Photoshop trickery? We examined it closely, looking for any telltale signs of digital manipulation, but found none. Still, we were no experts, so we decided to take it a step further. We ran a reverse Google image search, hoping to trace the image back to its origins. To our surprise, even major news outlets like NBC had used the photo, lending it a certain level of credibility. If the image were fake, surely someone would have pointed it out by now. The image credit pointed to a name, Anthony Philpott. This was our next clue. Who was Anthony Philpott? And how was he connected to this geological wonder? Determined to find answers, we searched for more information on Philpott. A quick online dig led us straight to the jackpot. Anthony Philpott was a professor emeritus of geology and geophysics at the University of Connecticut. If anyone could confirm the authenticity of the image, it was him. Excited by our discovery, we reached out, hoping to arrange a video call. Days passed, and then, finally, he responded, with a simple, unembellished no. His refusal to speak with us was disappointing, but the email wasn't entirely fruitless. He confirmed that he had indeed taken the photo in Ethiopia's Afar region. This meant one crucial thing: the image was real. But what exactly was the Afar region, and why was this rift happening there? The fissure, known as the Dabahu fissure, first appeared in 2005 following the eruption of the Dabahu volcano. Accounts from that time painted a scene of sheer devastation. Reports described the eruption as so intense that camels and goats were engulfed by flames, suffocated by sand and ash. A fiery event of such magnitude left an indelible mark on the land, carving open a massive crack in the Earth's surface. The idea that the very crust beneath our feet could be ripped apart with such force was both thrilling and terrifying. We were eager to pinpoint the fissure's exact location, so we turned to Google Maps. To our surprise, while the Dabahu volcano was clearly marked, the crack itself wasn't visible. How could something so enormous remain hidden? That's when we came across Dr. Derek Keir, an earth sciences professor at the University of Southampton. Unlike Philpott, Keir had visited the Afar region nearly 20 times, making him one of the leading experts on the area. Fortunately, he was much more willing to talk. Dr. Keir explained that the fissure was located just north of the Dabahu volcano, between the Dabahu and Gabho volcanoes. A crack of this magnitude should, in theory, be visible from satellite imagery, so we turned to Google Earth. Ethiopia is vast, approximately 5 times the size of the UK or the combined size of Texas and California. Scanning the landscape was like searching for a needle in a haystack, but eventually we found it. The realization that we were looking at a literal tear in the Earth's crust was astonishing. But finding it on a map wasn't enough. We wanted to see it in person. Getting there, however, was a challenge. The fissure sits deep within an active volcanic zone, a region marked by extreme heat, rough terrain, and unpredictable geological activity. Eventually, we came across Action Tours, a company that actually offered trips to the Dabahu fissure. This presented another question. Who would go? Enter Valley, our former art director and an experienced traveler who had been hitchhiking around the world for the past 2 years. With an adventurous spirit and a deep appreciation for exploration, he was the perfect candidate. Without hesitation, he agreed. Valley's journey took him from India to Ethiopia, where he connected with Action Tours. From there, he flew to Semra, met the rest of the team, and set off into the desert. The trek to the fissure was notorious for being grueling, often requiring 6 hours of hiking in extreme heat. However, to our surprise, new roads had reduced the journey to just 30 minutes. As they neared their destination, they were joined by armed escorts, a stark reminder of the region's political instability. Ethiopia has faced internal conflicts for years, and in some areas, carrying weapons has become a way of life. Finally, Valley and the team arrived at the fissure. Standing at the edge of this massive crack in the Earth's crust, the reality of Africa's slow separation became undeniable. The ground beneath them vibrated, emitting a deep, almost eerie rumbling. Every step felt precarious, as though the Earth itself was hollow. Witnessing the planet quite literally breaking apart was both awe-inspiring and unsettling. A new ocean is forming in Africa, not in the distant future, not as a theoretical possibility, but right now, before our very eyes. The continent is splitting, and with it, an entirely new chapter in Earth's geological history is unfolding. What started as a simple Twitter discovery had led us to the very edge of a new world forming beneath our feet. Thanks for watching my video. Like and subscribe my channel to watch many more.